Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about Sicilian Ladyfingers, or what we like to call Savoiardi. So if you're familiar with Italian or Sicilian bakeries, especially in the New York area, like in Brooklyn or Staten Island or Queens or the Bronx, typically the outer boroughs, you've definitely seen these before, especially if you grew up here. You've probably seen these in these bakeries. But I wanted to figure out how to make them because I absolutely love them. Not that I need any more sweets in my life, but I wanted to learn how to make what seemingly is an easy looking cookie. So it is just literally sugar and a few other ingredients. And I'll try them on camera for you too. But this recipe was super easy. So you have four ingredients that you need: flour, sugar, eggs, and either vanilla extract, vanilla bean paste, or I did not add it because I didn't have it in the time, cinnamon oil. Make sure it's a cinnamon oil that you can consume and not like an essential oil that you put in your diffuser, because I almost made that mistake and ordered the wrong one. Just be on the lookout. Amazon has them. You can probably find them in like a Michael's, I would guess, or something like that too. Okay, so the recipe is really easy. I'm going to stitch the videos that I was taking as I was making them, but it's pretty much three parts. Okay, so you start with 3 eggs at room temperature. So either take them out and leave them on your counter overnight, or go ahead and put them in like a bowl of lukewarm water and let them sit for a few hours. I took them out at like 8 a.m. and I started making this at 11 a.m. So you take your 3 eggs and 250 grams of granulated sugar and you whisk in a KitchenAid stand mixer for 20 minutes. Essentially, you want to get like a liquidy mixture at the end of it. It's kind of like Savoiardi. You're adding air, but you're also making it super, super liquidy. After that, you need to have sifted 240 grams of flour. Now, if you don't have a kitchen scale, I highly recommend using it because it will help with accuracy and making sure that you're making the recipe to scale and to the stat that was intended, that was tried on, because a cup of flour could weigh differently depending on how you pack it in. Don't measure before, because I also tried to do that and then it was less than 240. So sift 240 grams of flour into a regular bowl, and then in your KitchenAid mixer, after the 20 minutes is up, you're gonna, in 3 equal parts or 2 parts, fold in, Moira Rose style, fold in the cheese. No, just kidding. You're gonna fold in the flour. Don't overwork it, because then the cookie's it's not gonna come out right. Simply fold it in. Make sure it's well incorporated with like a rubber spatula. So I used this one, which I found at a kitchen supply store. And then just get it to the point where it's fully incorporated. After that, you're gonna use a piping bag. I have a disposable piping bag. I have like the whole roll of disposables. You fill the piping bag up. I used a rubber band to tie at the end so that there wasn't, it was nice and tight, no tension, and then cut about 1 inch off. And then you're going to pipe out the cookies on the tray, allowing for a little bit of room for them to expand. I think I got about 8 to 9 per tray. I don't have a full size oven, so it's not like 11 by 17. It's a little bit smaller. So 8 to 9 per tray. And then baking. This was the most interesting part. So I use a thermometer for my oven just to make sure that I'm baking at the temperature that was, again, prescribed. It's like the food scale. You want to make sure you're doing things in the way that people sort of intended when they tested the recipe out. So in the recipe that I found, which I had to do a lot of research, I was told to bake them for 375 degrees for 10 to 13 minutes. Now, I did do that, and the first batch at 375 was way too overcooked. I'm going to show a picture. They were good, but they should have been a little bit less. So I scaled back the oven to 350, and 350 degrees for about 8 to 9 minutes was about the sweet spot. You don't want them to be too dark on the top, but you do want them to have like this nice darkness on the bottom. This was really exciting to do. It's kind of something that like I was, as a kid, was always around these kind of cookies, and I really wanted to learn how to do them. I knew that it wasn't that hard. It's more the steps than it is the difficulty. Okay, so now I'm going to taste one. It tastes better than the bakery. That's all I can say. No knocking on anybody's bakery, but homemade, you can never compare. Anyway, if you have any questions or want to know more, feel free to reach out. This is Savoiardi, aka Ladyfingers. Not the ones that you see in tiramisu, but more of like the Sicilian style. Excellent with a cup of coffee. Dunk it in, have it with an espresso, cappuccino before 11 a.m. Any of that stuff. Okay. Ciao.